Hi, and welcome to the SEO Podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWeb Results.
I am Charles Lewis, your client results strategist.
Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of our podcast. This is podcast number
364.
We're pointing right behind us. If you don't realize, we actually do take video of this podcast, and it is up on YouTube, and you can find that at youtube.com/eWeb
Results.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's on like YouTube and Facebook.
I'm just saying maybe because we may not be forwarding that one to the right YouTube account. We should double check that. Yeah. You'll find videos. You might not find this one.
Go to YouTube, search hashtag, just search SEO Podcast 364.
You will find it. As always, we do have a tip from our previous podcast, and our tip is create landing pages for each location.
Look, if you're in small business and you have multiple locations, create a landing page on your website for each location. Pro tip is that landing page really should resemble your Google Plus page. So have your address, have your name, have your phone number, maybe a relevant image of that location, all on that local landing page.
Boom. Please remember, we are filmed live here in Houston, Texas, and Charles and I, Chuck and I, we are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatchers, and our mantra is
do not be a douche.
Don't be a douche. It is not a good look
at
all. We have a pretty good article today.
Got a great article today, man. I want to punch in the face to Ann Smarty and the good folks over at Search Engine Watch. She posted this article, 6 Steps to a Stronger Online Brand. And so we'll dive in and see what that's all about.
All right. Hey, if you're in a position you have some sort of electronic device and you could do something with that electronic device, Charles, Charles?
Yeah, you take your device, right, and then you tweet us. Tweet us at eWeb Results, at Best SEO Podcast. Be sure to use the hashtag SEO Podcast. This is number 364. Like I said, tag us in it at eWeb Results, at Best SEO Podcast. That way we can follow you back and do all of our social networking stuff.
Excellent. If this is the first time you've listened to the podcast, howdy. And it's especially appropriate right now because the Houston Rodeo is in our town. Yeah. So lots of howdying going on.
Y'all, that y'all tuned in.
Yeah. If you've listened to this podcast before, then you know what we're about to skip. You're also glad to see that I do not have a tear tattoo just under the wire. I was about to fire up the machine, and the new guy is not that good with that tattoo machine, so I was a little nervous. The way that works is if we get a review, I don't get a tattoo.
I don't ever get a tattoo from a new guy.
Yeah, no. Well,
this is probably not going to be the
for
best
you to say. We do run a competition. The way that competition works is if we get a review and we get 10 shikos.
A shiko is an eWeb Results branded term for social engagement. Stands for shares, likes, and follows.
If those 2 things happen, then we skip the process where we tell you how to leave us a review. It turns out we did, according to my numbers here, although when I was making these numbers last night, I didn't think we did, but I'm going to go with the numbers I wrote down, not with the numbers I remember, because that's why you write things down, I think. So we're going to skip that section. What we will do is tell you how you can shiko us. And you just go to our profiles on each of these platforms and do the shiko us.
Yeah, share, like, or follow us.
Examples of that would be facebook.com/
share, like, follow. Some other shikos in there, like subscribe, retweet, and other stuff you could do also. But share, like, and follow is kind of the main ones.
Yep.
And that's
facebook.com/
eWeb Results,
youtube.com/
eWeb Results,
Twitter. We think twitter.com/
eWeb Results,
instagram.com/
eWeb Results,
linkedin.com/ company/
eWeb Results.
All of those links that we just gave you will take you to our profiles on those platforms, and you can shiko us, please. If there's anything else to do other than just share, like, and follow, go ahead.
Subscribe if you're on YouTube, retweet if you're on Twitter, share, like, and comment if you're on Facebook.
Yeah. Do all of that good stuff. If you're a PHP genius or a WordPress guru, we're probably looking for you. Go ahead and leave an audio resume, 713-510-7846. If you're interested in a free, comprehensive website profit analysis, maybe I should more emphasis on profit, probably makes more sense.
Instead of comprehensive?
Yeah. Comprehensive website profit analysis. Yeah, that feels better. Go ahead and go to our website, ewebresults.com, and click the green button that you cannot miss.
Yeah.
It's time for the favorite segment of the program, the Algorithm Cataclysm. All right, even got Facebook in there.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. Hey, so
are you okay, Marcus? You might have gotten shook up there.
There's the Algorithm Cataclysm. So we haven't had one in a while.
It's been a while.
So this one came on the heels of some tweets that Gary Ills tweeted out.
Okay.
You know, he's an engineer over at Google. And so a lot of people like from search engine land and even Moz were, you know, they got huge index of sites.
Right.
So they were monitoring and they all noticed some drops in rankings for several of their sites. Right. So they began tweeting and figuring out. So they tweeted Gary. He tweeted back basically telling them, yeah, we have 3 updates a day. He tweeted, stating we have 3 updates a day on average. And I think it's pretty safe to assume there was one recently. And he was referring to the other day. And so, of course, there was one recently if you had 3 a day, right? But Search Engine Journal put out there that the most recent update that they strongly feel that it was targeting spam links.
Okay.
And so this had to be some sort of penguin identifier or strengthener or amplifier. There you go.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Amplifier.
Yeah, that targeted links. So if you're still out there participating in bad link building practices, like I don't know, spammy guest blogs or paid directories and things of that nature,
you should stop.
Switch it up.
And you may need to go disavow some things to clean up. If you had if you dropped, then you should do that. You want to do a question or a review or some news?
Let's do the review and then go into the question.
All right, here's the review. The review is SEO with style and substance. And it is, of course, 5 stars by KShell99 from Canada. It says Chris and Charles.
Canadian review.
Canadian. Chris and Charles are a lot of fun and run the most entertaining SEO podcast on the internet. You know, we don't advertise that much.
No, the most entertaining SEO podcast on the internet.
Yep.
Taking that whole phrase. Thank you.
Yes.
KShell.
KShell. But don't let the chuckles and giggles fool you. They know their stuff.
Right?
Always got to be giggles. Every episode is packed with useful and actionable tips for the biggest marketing platform on the planet,
the internet. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. I listen to an episode on my walk to work and usually have at least one action I can't wait to implement upon arrival at work. One power-packed punch in the face to these dudes. 5 stars. So,
man,
wow.
KShell. Thanks to you, KShell. That's what's up. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad we're giving you something you impacted. Hit us up, podcast@ewebresults.com. I'm curious to know what actionable item you implemented and
recently.
How did that work for you?
Yeah.
Hit us up. Let me know.
Let us know. And then let's see. That's the review.
Patifs?
You want to do Patifs?
Yeah,
let's do a Patif.
I said I had some Patif questions, right? So we'll get into these questions. This first question comes from Made for Freedom.
Right.
They hit us up on Twitter @MadeForFreedom. She says, @eWebResults, love the show. Looking at our biz, should we focus on expanding sales on external channels? Right,
okay.
External channels, like channels that's different from your site, like Amazon or eBay and things like
maybe
that.
YouTube
right?
Or
then they asked the second question. They said, @eWebResults, as a startup with a give back model, resources are limited. Wondering what our first priority should be, on site or off site. So 2 really good questions.
Really
before I even answer those, let me just give a punch in the face to Made for Freedom for not just answering the question, but to Dawn. The founding lady's name is Dawn.
Yeah.
Amazing story, and what you're doing and the whole effort to help combat sex trafficking is a beautiful, wonderful, applaud necessary idea that you're doing, and I'm glad that you're running with it. And I'm glad to answer this question. I'm hoping it helps. So punch in the face to you. MadeForFreedom.com. Y'all go check that out. Go buy something. I was actually looking. There ain't no man stuff on there, so I'll have to buy something for wifey.
For the lady.
Yeah. But I will make that investment just to support your cause. With that being said, you asked 2 questions. Looking at our biz, should we focus first on expanding sales or external channels? I would say depends on your resources. right? If you're talking about your site, I would suggest making sure your site is optimized, making sure that you got those products there that people can purchase easy, and then use some kind of expanding sales channels, some free stuff like social and places like that to drive traffic to those product pages.
Maybe even some blog networks.
Some stuff like that.
What are female-friendly blogging, big bloggers?
Take all your product pictures, do them on Pinterest, for example. And Pinterest has, they even upgraded so people can purchase directly from Pinterest. And so in that type of market with the target demographic you're dealing with and it's e-commerce, I think Pinterest and some other social platforms like even Instagram does a great job of highlighting products that you can link back to your site. Use some social as that kind of expanding channel if you want to focus on those sales. Your second question was using the give back model, resources unlimited. What should our first priority be, on-site or off-site? When you're doing SEO, Don, you kind of got to do both. Unfortunately, like your on-site stuff, focus on that content, right? You really want to get that message across. You really want to highlight the value of those products, who those products are going to benefit and why, right? You want to kind of encourage people on why they need to purchase. And so that's more of an on-site deal focused on getting your conversions up. Off-site, you just need to build links. I would be sharing your story, the experience that you had with every local network that you could tweet, that you can get in contact with a link to your site about what you're doing. I guarantee you the females that you intend to encounter, these news reporters and people like that, will definitely retweet it, will share it, will comment on it, and will probably even purchase. And so I would say off-page strategy, work on your network, work on your social network and letting people understand what your story is. Your on-page efforts, work on that content, work on that description, highlighting the benefits and the features of people buying from you. Man, punch in the face to what you're doing over there with Made for Freedom. I think it's a phenomenal idea. Good luck with it, and hope that helped.
All right.
Second question.
Yes.
This one came on Twitter also. It was from New Leaf Cabinets. He says, at eWeb Results. Well, this is at New Leaf Cabinets. He says, at eWeb Results, when creating product pages for similar items, is it better to have thin content or duplicate content? Because 300 plus words in the description is cray. Look, 300 plus words in the description really isn't cray. It's kind of the norm now, especially with so many sites selling the same type of product. In order for you to put yourself above them, you need to have that amount of content. You have to write original content, and frankly, it needs to be 200-300 words. It just kind of is that way. In regards to your options, thin content or dupe content, both of them are douchey, and so I couldn't dare suggest either one of those. But I would tell you.
Okay, so if you had to, and I know, and I'm sure,
if I had to, I would say the duplicate content. And here's why.
Less effort.
There's less effort because it is an e-commerce site, because Google already knows that this content is somewhere else with other people who are selling these same products. If you're going to use that duplicate content, then I'm going to suggest you add some links to the source where you got it from, like maybe that manufacturer and some things like that. And so then that way you can at least capitalize off the fact that you listed the original source, right? But at the end of the day, it's still dupe content, and it's not going to outrank anybody who already had that dupe content posted before you. Hopefully that helps. Punch in the face to you, New Leaf Cabinets. Thank you.
Actually have another question.
Let's get it.
This one is, hello, I'm a big fan of your podcast, which I find very interesting and very helpful for me as an independent musician trying to be present on the internet.
Independent musician trying to be present on the internet.
I believe you're about to ask the right person this question. Quick question is, do you have or have you guys ever made a podcast focused on improving a band presence on the web? That's question one. Question two, the most common or best practices as an indie band. Thanks for all the help. By the way, I can field this question really easy. Maybe not better than you, but no, we haven't.
We haven't. We just haven't podcast. Because usually our target is like business owners, small to medium-sized business owners, usually in the service industry. And so our content is kind of catered towards that. And so we haven't really dealt with indie bands and things like that. However, I'm an indie artist, and I got projects on iTunes and Google Play available at your favorite digital retailer. So I've been in Poetic Profit.
There we go.
You go there and you can and go to church with it. Now, to answer your question, get social. At the end of the day, as an indie artist, it's all about your networks. Hopefully, you'll be in Austin next week. All right, that's where you really should be promoting your project. But I would say get social, and more importantly, visuals. It's all about visuals, short visuals, longer visuals, and then extended visuals. So what does that mean? Take your short visuals and put them on Instagram and Twitter so people can quickly learn about who you are. Take your extended visuals, like maybe music videos and things like that, put them on Facebook so people can learn more about who you are and what you do. Take your longer visuals, like your documentaries and things like that, put them on YouTube. Why would you do that? Well, YouTube is going to create a money-making opportunity, first off.
Right.
If it's exclusive content, you can't get paid for it, right? Number two, you can help build up those subscribers.
Right.
And if you got a website, then that YouTube is a Google product. That's going to eventually help with your ranking. And so I would say get social, network, and take advantage of social media with a heavy focus on video. Obviously, your music should be playing in the background of those videos so people can kind of gather that that's the music you make, and then rinse and repeat over and over and over and over and over again, and you should see some results from that.
Yep. All right, good stuff.
Punch in the face, dude. Hope that helps. Hit us up. Podcast at eWeb Results. Send me a link, man. Let me check out what you're working on.
All right, so I got just a little bit of news. Uber pledges to stop using Grayball. I don't know if you know what it is or heard of it. Grayball is actually a little piece of code that they would use when they were going into new cities to identify where city officials might be trying to call an Uber and then ticket the driver. So they actually had built into Uber, hey,
this guy's really trying to give you a ticket.
They just requested the Uber from City Hall or whatever.
And you can't go to government places.
And then it would like not they might be able to like flag the ride, but then the ride would get canceled automatically.
That's weak on all levels,
right?
Like the fact that people actually do that so they can purposely give an Uber driver a ticket, kind of sucks.
Yeah,
and the fact that Uber has to use technology to prevent it sucks even more.
Yep. Airbnb raises
like just all around shit.
The whole experience. Airbnb raises another $1 billion. Their valuation is $31 billion. They have no plans for an IPO. I think that's just awesome.
Yeah, why?
And then Hangout Chats and Hangout Meet, they're targeting Slack.
Yeah,
did you read that article?
I saw a little bit about it, and I was wondering, what Google was going to do to try to complement, people's messaging habits.
Yeah, because I have you ever used Slack?
Nope. I've heard about it. I've been reading articles about it. A lot of people, I know people using it and trying to get me to.
We're good.
Yeah, I don't need to.
Yeah, we're good. All right, that's my news. I think you had.
Yeah, okay. I got some more kind of industry specific news. If you remember Google Trusted Stores.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you remember about it?
I remember that we didn't get one of our former clients up to Google Trusted Store status. Because they didn't have enough purchases,
or reviews, right?
Yeah.
So Google is ending Trusted Stores.
Just done.
They're shutting it down. They're replacing it with a new program called Google Customer Reviews.
Okay.
And so remember, the whole purpose of Trusted Stores was so you get the badge and the seal that lets shoppers know that this is a trusted store. They do really well. Blah blah blah. Well, instead, which is actually kind of cool, when people purchase from your site and you have the Google customer reviews installed, Google is going to pursue those reviews for you and get them posted on their Google review. And so they'll show up as 5 stars or whatever that review is and not necessarily a trusted store, which is good and bad. Pros are the fact that they're going to positively pursue this review for you.
Yes.
Now, if your product sucked, on the other hand, then they're going to pursue this review anyway, and you're just going to end up with a negative review.
So you might want to consider pulling off the Google Trusted Site.
If your product
interesting, because you could be a trusted store
with crappy products,
and still kind of get under the trusted radar
because you're trusted,
because you delivered it, and
they got what they ordered, it shipped out fast. But if it didn't work, it was a crappy product, and then Google calls me and say, "Hey, you just got this product. How was it?" I'm gonna leave a review about how crappy it was. So that's that, and that's my news. No more Google Trusted Stores.
All right, so that is the potatoes of our podcast. It is time to get into the meat.
Yeah, so this meat comes today from Search Engine Watch. This article was posted by Ann Smarty. She says 6 steps to
I like her handle, by the way.
Yes, SEO Smarty.
SEO Smarty.
She has Ann Smarty and SEO Smarty. I tweeted her at SEO Smarty though. But she says 6 steps to a strong online brand. Right. So we're talking about your brand, what people look, what people think, what people understand about your company when they see your name or your logo. your branding, right? She starts off by saying it's also making sure you know how to prevent a reputation crisis by building a stronger brand. And she's right. Like, it's easier to kind of combat things when you got the right branding in place. Problem happens when people give you a negative review or a negative attack or whatever the bad publicity may be. If you don't have the right branding and things in place, the right profile set up, then you're kind of already behind in regards to combating it. And so you want to start by having a lot of these things already in place, already verified, already completed and categorized. And so that way, if and when bad publicity happens or negative review happens, you have everything in place to move forward and address it pretty quickly. Number one, we're talking 6 steps to a stronger online brand. Number one, she says, set up brand monitoring. Like your brand monitoring, some sort of system to monitor your brand. She says one of the easiest tools for this task is Google Alerts. Setting it up is easy and free, and the tool sends you the alerts the moment they come up on the search engine. Look, I live and breathe by Google Alerts. I've been using it for probably 8 years now, and I will continue to use it as long as it's free and works the way it does. Now, I don't necessarily recommend the dailies, because depending on how many alerts you got set up, there could be a whole bunch of unnecessary emails coming to your box. I have mine personally set up for the end of the day for anything that's Charles Lewis or internet marketing related. And then I have stuff coming at the end of the week for all my competitors and things like that and other industry news. And so the trick is to set it up, right? A lot of people talk about it, but don't do it. It's real easy. Google.com/alerts. Go there, log in with your Google account, and it's pretty straightforward from there. You can input what you want the alert to be, like the key phrase or the search query. Then you put how you can check off how often you want to receive those alerts, and then hit save, and that's about it. And then they start happening immediately. And so go to google.com/alerts, sign in with Google, take advantage. At the very least, do like your name, your company name, and your top service, right? And kind of start there. You may want to get into doing your top 3 competitors, maybe a list of all your services, things like that. But start with those 3 things and start monitoring your brand. Now, that's what Google Alerts. Ann mentioned some others like Brand Mentions and BuzzSumo, which I've heard of. Actually heard of Hooks also. That's a mobile app that'll do the same thing. So there's all kind of tools out there that'll help you with brand monitoring. The key is actually set it up. You have to get it done. And the easiest way to do it in like 3 minutes or less, because you're probably already logged into Google, is just go to google.com/alerts, spend a couple minutes and set up some alerts for your company name. If you do a lot of personal like networking and stuff, maybe even your name, and then your top service and maybe variations of that service, like AC repair my AC, HVAC replacement, that sort of deal. So you can see what's going on the internet. Now, pro tip, reason you want to set up alerts for your services, right, is because this is the easiest way to understand what new current events or relevant information has just been released about the service you provide. And so maybe if you're sending out some email marketing, you're doing some social media marketing, and you need content, maybe you're doing some blogging, right? You're trying to figure out content to write about. Well, setting up alerts for your top service will not only give you content to write about, it'll give you relevant and new content to write about. And that way your blog is up to date, it's current. Your social media posts are relevant and current because you're writing about something that's relevant and current. Set up your brand monitoring, and recommends Google Alerts, and so do we.
Yes.
Number two, research your brand sensitive keywords. And this is a good one. She says, knowing what your past or future customers are typing in Google when trying to research your brand or find answers to their questions is the best way to understand. She's absolutely right. Do some research on your brand sensitive phrases. So what I wrote down here was like, use Google search suggestions. You see that flash?
Yeah, he's playing with our new toy.
So use Google search suggestions, right? So you can go to Google, you start typing, and it'll list out, what people have typed in, or they'll suggest searches for you based off of what you're typing in. Well, start typing in your company name and see what comes up there. You can do the same thing in Yahoo. Yahoo calls it Search Assist. Same deal. Go there, start typing in your company name and see what else comes about it. You're basically doing keyword research for your brand. You're basically doing keyword research for your brand. Now, another pro tip, can also help you develop content. Because once you realize what people are searching for when looking for your brand, this may give you ideas of what type of content you need to add to your site. Right. If you see people searching your brand with the same question, or your brand with the same negative statement, or your brand with a certain product related to it, and you don't have maybe much representation of that on your site, that's why they're searching Google for it, then take that tip and write a page of content about those search suggestions. And that way you can have that relevant content. And frankly, if Google is already reporting that people are looking for it, then your site will likely begin to rank for it once you add that content. Research your brand sensitive keywords so that way you can address them. Number three, we're talking about the 6 steps to a stronger online brand. Number 3 is monitor your competitors. It's a good one, Ann. She says, keeping an eye on your competitors is the best way to avoid their mistakes and thus keep your brand image safe. Duh, right? Like, no need to replicate any of the mistakes my competitors already made. Like, if I got my competitors set up in my alerts and I see that they're getting all kind of negative pub because maybe some customer service issues or some product issues or whatever it is, then if we got a similar service or a similar product,
tighten that up.
Yeah. Don't make the same mistake they made. And the only reason we would even be aware of that mistake because we're monitoring our competitors. It's a very important step. And this is just from an online branding, but really from an overall digital marketing, you should be monitoring your competitors. Like, what are they posting on their blogs? What are they tweeting? What do their Facebook posts look like? How often do they go live? What is their site optimized for? What keywords do they rank for? This is all type of competitive information that you should know when monitoring your competitors. In regards to keeping your online brand strong, you want to monitor them for mistakes or even some of the things they've done right. Maybe they posted some really great articles. They got some really good feedback and you see an opportunity to do it better. Take advantage. But you won't know that if you're not monitoring the competitors. You got to monitor your competitors. That was number 3. Number 4, handle negative mentions with grace. Handle negative. I'm trying to think of the client. What client was that we had and their daughter was responding to all that?
It was bad.
We had a client. Oh, I remember now. I ain't going to say who it was. But anyway, they were getting.
If you're so stupid you couldn't figure out how to do X, then
like you got on this. He's saying what the review said,
right?
And so handle negative mentions with grace. She says, try not to lose your face and represent yourself, the owner of the company. Be helpful, authentic, and respectful. You can't please everyone, but you can surely help solve their problem. She's right, and I'll say this: respond timely. I added address the issue, right? A lot of times people will say thank you or whatever, but they don't necessarily address the issue that the people are complaining about. They just try to rebut it and object to it.
Right.
No, it's already public. It's already been posted. No need to go back and forth who's right and who's wrong. They're right, frankly. Even if they're wrong, they're still right. And so in this case here, just respond timely and then address their core issue. This is what the problem was, and this is how we dealt with that. And then I'll add this in there: provide an offer. The best way to kind of transpose the way or transform the way those negative reviews go is when you reply really pretty quickly, address their immediate concern, and then respond with an offer. Even an apologetic offer. Sorry you had that experience dealing with our customer service rep, and we want to make it better by giving you 20% off or 10% off or free shipping or free lunch or whatever your offer is, a free Amazon gift card, you name it. But the key is that same person who left that negative review has now been put in a position to accept it and adjust their review or not. But at least publicly, you responded timely, you addressed their issue respectfully, and you gave an offer. And so anybody else who happens to read that review, at least they know you're real and you're willing to do something about it. Man, negative reviews always get so much attention, but it's so good when your response is there. That's how you take that negative review and make it positive.
So here at eWeb Results, we actually are responsible for monitoring the reviews, and we'll typically
call you or email you or get
and craft the response and send it to you, because we're one step removed. Yes, we feel very passionately about our clients, but we don't feel as passionately as they do about their business. So we're able to pull out and give them measured responses, respectful responses, and address the issues.
And truthfully, we weren't there for that experience.
Right.
So in our position, we saw the negative review. We know it affected you, our client, and we know what this response should sound like. All right. But we don't know the in and outs of what happened on that specific. We don't know what the core issue was.
Right.
And so, yeah, we'll craft that response, get it over to you so you can kind of update it, and then we'll go post it and send it and follow up. And so, if you know, 6 steps to a stronger online brand. Number 7 would be having an agency monitor for you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Number 5.
Number 5. She says, make sure your visual brand is consistent. This is a real good one. She says, a recognizable visual identity is the most effective way to build a stronger brand. People remember your site, your logo, and message if they keep seeing consistent visual elements over and over again. Look, your branding must remain consistent.
Yeah.
Not just from the logo style, but the colors, the tone of your content, the point of view of your content, all goes into the branding, right? So if people on your website, you're talking in kind of first person slang, right? And on your social post, you're in first person slang, and on your email, you're in first person slang. Then when you put out your TV commercial, it better be in first person slang. Yeah. It can't be in third person corporate, because you've lost your identity. Yeah. The same people who follow you don't recognize this. And so you want to make sure that your branding is consistent. Now, she was talking the visual brand, logos and colors and things like that. I'm talking about your entire brand in general. Like all of that just goes together.
The experience, The
experience must be consistent. So that, and the reason why we've been talking a lot about like attribution lately, right? Where you don't, the website, they got to your website and they converted, they completed the goal, and analytics says that this came from a paid search, right? But we know that they found you organically last month, and 2 weeks ago they saw a remarketing ad, and then last week they clicked on the newsletter and ended back as a return visitor on your site. Right. And so they got hit multiple times. And the key was that the branding was consistent across all of those different ways that they were touched.
It looks familiar.
It looks familiar. Oh, yeah, I just talked to them. Oh, yeah, they emailed me. Oh, yeah, they posted on Facebook. Oh, yeah, that's that remarketing ad. Branding works when it's consistent. If they had been seeing different colors the entire time, or a different logo, or a different font type,
they wouldn't have clicked it.
They wouldn't have clicked it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click to keep your branding consistent. And the last one, number 6, and we're talking 6 steps to a stronger online brand. Number 6 is make sure your website is secure. Good one. She says one of the most frustrating and irritating reasons for reputation management crisis is a constantly broken website. Broken websites suck, man. Yeah. I mean, we're in web development, so we see broken websites, right? And we find ourselves fixing people's broken sites all the time. And every now and then, with the use of WordPress, you know, you give a client access and they go in and break stuff because they don't know, and then you had to go back and fix it. And so a broken website is the best way to hurt your online brand. It's the best way to give somebody a horrible experience. Ain't nothing worse than going to your site, finding the product I like, adding it to the cart, clicking checkout, and going to a 404 page. Oh my God. I've had that happen to me twice. Wow. And now I'm confused. Like, did I just get billed? Like, I don't even know if I got charged or not, because I put my billing information in. I went to checkout, and instead of it going to confirmation, it went to 404. Wow. And that's because somebody's WooCommerce wasn't set up right. You know what I'm saying? Some plugin wasn't configured correctly. Luckily, I get a confirmation email. I'm like, okay, it did go through. Yeah. But man, horrible experience. Or worse, you click on a link and it goes to a page can't be displayed, or 404 page. Or you go to a site and it says this content has been moved to a different place, or something like that. Or the content you're looking for just isn't there, right? Site's not working. It's not loading, or it's loading extremely slow. All of these are broken reasons. Maybe your site's insecure. You're in Chrome and you're trying to sell products, and Chrome is telling you, hey, this site's not secure. That can count as a broken site. The key is making sure that your site's secure, that it's hack free, that people not having a negative experience when they come, that they can complete their purchase and check out safely and securely, that they can find the information that they want easily. Right. That's a good site, because as soon as they can't, as soon as it's broken, your online brand is damaged. Now they don't trust your site no more. Now it's a little sketchy. And so you want to make sure that your site's secure. You want to make sure that your visual brand is consistent. You want to make sure that your negative mentions get handled with grace. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
You want to monitor your competitors. She says research your brand sensitive keywords. And last but not least, set up your brand monitoring. Ann Smarty, punch in the face to you and the good folks over at Search Engine Watch. Great article.
That was kind of smart.
6 steps to a stronger online brand. I can dig it.
Well done, Ann. And we just tweeted you with basically an image which is the antithesis of branding. So you go ahead and give us a hard time about that. All right. Do we have any what news?
No what news.
We do not have any what news. Well, listen, we're going to ask you to do us just a small favor. You're listening to this podcast. Maybe you're watching this podcast. We're going to ask you to go ahead and share this podcast with 3 of your friends.
Yeah, just go and share it right now. Preferably business owners, people who could probably benefit from this type of content we're putting out. And like I said earlier, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit share. Tag your 3 favorite business owners who you probably just had lunch with. Say, hey, great content. Check these guys out. Or you want to tweet them. Tag us in it. Tag them in it. We so appreciate it.
Please remember, we do have a referral program. So if you send us someone, they become a client. When they pay their bill, we pay you. Works really well. If you're looking to grow your business with the largest, simplest marketing tool on the planet,
the internet,
call eWeb. Call eWeb Results for increased revenue in your business. Our phone number is 713-592-6724. We have a program that is called Instant Leads.
Lead.
Guaranteed.
T.
We focus on pay-per-click. That means instant, right? And great landing pages so that those people who do a search for what you offer see an offer for what
what they
searched, and you see an offer for what they searched, and then click through and land on a page that has the offer for what they searched. They actually engage. Instant leads.
Lead.
Guaranteed. If you're interested in that, go ahead and call 713-592-6724. Please, if you're in Houston or you know a business owner in Houston, get them to visit upsocialnetwork.com. When they visit there, make sure that they come to an event. It's an amazing event.
Take advantage.
Yeah.
Take advantage. Like, especially business owners out here. Houston is so small in that sort of circle.
Right.
They say 6 degrees of separation. It's probably 4 here in the Houston
owners,
area.
Absolutely.
It's probably, or less in the Houston area. So if you're attending like BNIs and chamber events and things like that, which is great, by all means, don't stop that. But visit upsociallive.com. Go to one of our chapters. It's a different type of business network, and it's going to blow you away. And more importantly, you're going to leave with actionable content that you can implement right then, like videos, like social posts. And if you happen to sign up and join, then we'll add on some really cool stuff on top of that. Take advantage.
Pretty awesome. And it's going to be, we're actually going to be airing in March. So we'll actually have a TV show for UpSocial Live, which is the broadcasting arm of UpSocial Network, will be on air starting in March 4 times a week. So it was pretty awesome. So get to upsocialnetwork.com.
Take advantage.
Yeah. Please remember, we were filmed live here at 5999 West 34th Street, Suite 106, Houston, Texas, 77092. You can find video, audio, and a transcript of this podcast at our website, ewebresults.com.
You know what else you can find next to the video and audio and transcript? The podcast tip, our sound check, some of the pictures we've taken. Like, it's all kind of podcast related content there. It's a pretty cool, fun experience. Go check it out.
And we are the most popular internet marketing podcast on iTunes.
I was going to take her statement. What did she say?
Which one?
She said the review. She said the most useful for the biggest marketing. No, that's not it.
Chuckles and giggles. Was that you were going to go?
This stuff everyone's type of this stuff. Someone walk to work. Yeah, I don't remember. Was it this one? It was something I said I was going to steal that, and it was right.
I thought it was Chuckles and Giggles.
I don't know.
Oh no! The most entertaining SEO podcast on the internet.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys have made us the most entertaining. Yeah, go ahead.
What she said. Made us the most entertaining podcast on the internet.
SEO podcast.
Yeah.
She can get it right. We can't get it right. Maybe that's what's entertaining. Thank you so much for tuning in, for downloading, for interacting with us, for making us the most popular and entertaining SEO podcast on iTunes. We really appreciate it. Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.